Good afternoon. It is Friday, the 30th of September of 2022. I enjoy being surprised by people. It happens when I somehow establish some vague stereotyped image of somebody who I actually don't know. And it also happens with the people who are closest to me, who I sometimes discover I've been holding them in an image from years, if not decades ago, and that they are not the same as I expect. I had one of those enjoyable experiences this morning when I went over to swim some laps at the neighborhood pool. There are some ladies there who do their water aerobics early in the morning who we had exchanged names and said hello to each other on other occasions. And today, as I was, getting ready to get in the pool, I could overhear the conversation between these two women. And one of them was saying, they never have actually discovered what consciousness is. Okay, not what I expected from a woman who's probably in her mid to upper 80s. And their discussion kept on going. And when I got in the pool, one of them asked me, now, what's your background? And I kind of took off from that philosophical edge of things and told them about having served as a United Methodist clergywoman for 12 years, having moved on to work with alongside my husband in the leadership of a Zen meditation center for another block of years, having been involved in a shamanic drumming circle when we lived in Mount Shasta most recently. And, I just wanted to be very open and very truthful about who I am. Part of my exercise in, yes, it is safe for me to just be who I am. And then I got the nice surprise of the first woman said, oh, well, I'm a Tibetan Buddhist. And, and told me a little bit about what some of her primary practices are. And the other woman chimed up and she says, well, I'm a member of the Episcopal Church here. And our pastor now grew up in a very strict Jewish family. And it's just wonderful how he weaves in that older wisdom into what he shares with us. But she said, I also really like some of the good New Age classes. And it was wonderful for me to suddenly have these women who had fallen into a stereotypical image of older women who come and do aerobics first thing in the morning, who I'm sure I assumed would be conservative, traditional, talking about recipes or events or something like that, to be carrying on this philosophical conversation with each other and inviting me in. I find the same thing with people who are the family and longtime friends, that I'm reminded not to hold them in the image that I've always used for them, not to confine them into a way of being that I just assume is part of their basic nature. And I'm not going to go into the details of those people's lives at this point, but there are two women in my family right now who are blossoming, who are expanding. And it's not that that hasn't always been within them. It's not that they haven't always had that connection, that unique gift to be given, but it's simply that the filters of my mind have kept on seeing them in specific roles, in specific classifications, and in consistent ways of being. So these surprises invite me to let down those boxes, to watch and listen, and to be surprised and to celebrate the depth of the people in my lives. And to understand that in that way, I also honor the fact that I don't stand still, that I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 5 decades ago, that I too can watch that we are all in this process of evolving and developing and nurturing one another in unexpected ways. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.